I have a new camera, well, at least kind of new, that I'm going to be replacing my Canon R10 with for a day. And that camera is this Kodak EasyShare. So basically what I'm going to be doing with this camera is just taking it around and taking some pictures just to show that it doesn't matter what camera you have, you can get really bright pictures with whatever camera you have right now. It doesn't have to be the most expensive camera, just whatever camera you have. But first, before we do anything, we gotta practice. So before we get any further into the video, I figured I should probably introduce this camera a little bit better. So this is the Kodak EasyShare C813. And really the most important specs you need to know is that it has 8 megapixels, which is fantastic. So this camera features an 8 megapixel sensor, and it has an equivalent of 36 to 108 millimeters and an aperture of f2.7 to 4.3. Excuse me, 2.7 to 4.8. So this camera actually has different scenes on here, and the one I'm using is night portrait, and we're just gonna try this out. Try it again. So as you can see from the result, it'd probably be better if you used it with the tripod to get it, because it's keeping the shutter open pretty long. Like with all long exposure photos, you're going to want to use a tripod to keep your camera steady so you don't get that camera shake effect. But the camera shake can add some really nice touches to your photos. So for me personally, what camera you have does not matter, because the most important camera everybody has are your eyes. So just going out and practicing seeing the world around you in a completely different way, and just practicing composition through how you see the world, is a really great skill I've been trying to work on more. So even if you have a camera like this that isn't necessarily a high-end camera that can capture super high resolution images, the most important part of that is, even though you're not getting a high image quality, you can still compose some really nice shots. Now this camera also features a video mode as well, so I'm going to try to get some video clips on here and see if we can create anything worth using. We're here at the Pack on Saturday. One thing I want to test with this is the audio. So right now this audio coming straight from the camera, and as you'll probably hear, it sounds pretty bad, but what happens if we change it to this? So now I'm recording on the same settings, same everything, but now I've added this external microphone, which on this camera you don't have any ports to plug in to record any audio, so this is recording internally onto this microphone directly. And as you'll hear, there's a really different sound quality, honestly, and this just goes to show that even on the video side, you can have a really bad looking video, but if you have some decent sounding audio, it'll make the whole visual experience and listening experience so much better. So one scene I am going to try on here is the close-up scene on these plants here, to see if we can get anything good. Yep, so we gotta switch to close-up here. Now the one thing I am seeing is that the screen is super hard to see on this in the broad daylight. So who is this camera for? Well, first of all, this would make a great travel camera because of its super compact size. You can fit it in your pocket, in a backpack. You can fit this pretty much anywhere. So this would make a perfect traveling camera for anyone that just likes to take pictures for fun. Now, obviously, for those of us that are looking to get into photography more professionally, or you already are a professional,
using the camera you have now, whether it's Canon, Sony, Nikon, anything that's better than this, you're probably going to be using that camera a lot more. But really, this camera is more for hobbyists, photographers, and just people that want to take pictures for fun and not really get too in-depth into how they take the pictures. They just want to take the picture. So my parting thoughts for this video are, if you're a beginner photographer or videographer, do not worry at all about investing in the nicest camera or the nicest lens out there, because what you'll come to find is that this gear gets super expensive really fast. And even I'm not using super expensive gear. Use the gear that you have. The best camera that you have is the camera that you have now. Even if it's just a camera like this, or even your cell phone, because honestly, modern day cell phones, the camera technology has gotten so much better, even to the point where professionals will use their cell phones for some projects. So again, don't worry about investing in super expensive gear. Just use the gear that you have right now and make the most of it until you're ready to invest in something higher quality and more expensive later on. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope you were able to take something away from it. That's the goal with all of my content on my channel, is to create something where you, the audience, are able to take something away from it and learn something new. So if you learned something new, or if you just enjoyed what you watched, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, as that helps push my content out onto the YouTube algorithm to more viewers like you. All right, I'll catch you all later.